Latest football news,
engaging debates,
and fascinating opinions.
Pitchside talk on IO Radio.
Yes, that's right. This is Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. We're back for another hot...
Yeah, it's boiling today, isn't it?
It is absolutely boiling now, but for a fascinating show. And, well, who am I joined by today?
By me, Dan. And only me. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It is a bit weird.
I'm sitting in a different seat today.
I know. I should have extended the loan, shouldn't I? Or should I offer them a 12-month extra contract?
Should have done.
It's my mistake. We will find somebody.
Yeah.
We will make this a free again because, we need two up front. And
that's how it works.
Yeah, and I'll just stand at the back. So, what have we got coming up in the show today, Dan?
So we are going to be talking about Steve Bruce and his appointment at Newcastle.
Ooh.
We're going to be talking about the latest transfers that are happening at the moment as well.
Ooh.
And we're going to be talking about Ipswich, my favourite part.
Oh, I don't know if that is going to be your favourite part. I think we might be slating them just a little bit, but we'll find out later on the show. Stay up to date with the latest footy news.
Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on our radio. And before I forget to mention, we do have a Twitter account if you want to follow it. I would highly recommend it because we release polls daily, nearly every day. It's quite stressful actually having to look at your phone going, is this going to happen? But if you want to follow us, it's at talk_pitch. We do have a YouTube channel. It's simply Pitchside Talk on our radio. Well, actually, no, sorry. Pitchside Talk, sorry. Getting lost. If you want to follow that. And also, we do have an FPL League. We've got quite a few people in there.
I have to admit, I'm not very good at this. But fantasy thing, I always come last in all my leagues.
I'm sort of bricking it this year because all the people I used last year have gone up for like 2 million. So I put them in, I'm like, see like -5. I'm like, uh-oh. But if you want to join us, it's YQ46XT. Remember that? Because
write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Get your phone out right now and do it. Well, I guess we better go on with the news.
Let's.
So, when I was writing this, Steve Bruce hadn't been announced, but according to reports, he had resigned from Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
But this morning at 9:30, on the dot, Newcastle announced him as their new manager, signed a 3-year deal.
It's like they watched the show, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Unlike Chelsea.
Yeah.
Unlike Chelsea, they don't watch it, but they do. But is he making the right move in his career here? It's sort of he hasn't been at Sheffield Wednesday that long.
No,
I think 18 games.
Well, half a season really, isn't it? I think he joined in February.
Yeah, because he beat Ipswich Town 1-0. Sorry.
Yes. I think. I don't know. It's a weird one because I don't think he's a very good manager. I don't really rate him that highly. He did do well at Sheffield Wednesday. He didn't do very well at the end at Villa. He got cabbages thrown at him.
Yeah, that sort of went a bit sour quite quickly. If I remember.
It did. So I don't think he's going to do very well at Newcastle. I can see him having maybe to November maybe and getting sacked and they bring in someone else. I don't think he was the right decision for them.
No.
I think there was a lot of other managers that would have taken the job that are better than him.
Like who? Like who could have
Chris
taken
Hughton, Gary Monk.
Gary Monk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Gary Monk is better than Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
So there definitely was other managers. So I don't think it was a great decision by Mike Ashley to appoint him. But we'll see. He might do all right.
He might do all right. There's a lot of things fans said that they want him to do well in the fact they want Newcastle to stay up, but they feel he won't. But looking at his record here in the Premier League, he's managed 392 games, won 110, drawn 109, and lost 173. That's not a great record. It's not a great
record, is it? But he always seems to keep teams up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's only been relegated twice, which I'm very shocked about.
But can you see Newcastle staying up this year? I definitely can't.
No,
I feel like they're going to lose a lot of players as well.
I think they are the favourites to, be relegated, bottom of the league. But speaking of actually Newcastle, they just played against Wolves in the Premier League Asia Trophy on the day of Steve Bruce's appointment. They lost 4-0.
He wasn't actually the manager though, was he?
No, but they're saying technically it's his first loss, even though he wasn't there. But
not a great result, was it?
No, but sort of have Newcastle made the right move? Is he the man to sort of keep them up? Because they come off the back of Rafa, a fantastic manager who got the best out of Championship players, but now you've got not an all right manager managing Championship players, probably not going to have much money. He's the lowest paid manager now in the league, rumouredly on 4 million. So, can he succeed? Can they survive?
I think they can if Mike Ashley puts money in, but I just feel like that's not going to happen. And if Steve Bruce doesn't have money to spend, then I don't think they're going to be able to stay up. His playing style, I think, is similar to Mick McCarthy's, what I've seen. You know, ball in the air, basically the whole game. So, yeah, it's going to be a very tough task for Newcastle to stay up this year. But I think if they make the right signings, then they do have a chance because they've got the club is big, so they'll attract good players. Maybe Steve Bruce won't, but
yeah,
but they're a big club, so yeah, it's a sad state of affairs at Newcastle at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is quite sad to watch because it's one of those sides. If they had the right investment in them, they could be just easy top 6.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know, but and I think somebody said on the radio, someone apparently, they're not really a toxic club. All the fans and all this. And I was just like, shut up. Yeah. They are.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just the fans and that they've got, but. Just it doesn't look right, but I think we should move on to Sheffield Wednesday. They are putting in a legal action against Newcastle over compensation pay.
Okay.
They weren't paid enough to break his contract he had at Sheffield Wednesday. So they're not very happy by this decision. But who is likely sort of to take this? I think some of the favourites are Chris Hughton, Gary Monk, Carlos Carvajal from...
Wow.
Yeah. I remember him at Swansea.
He managed Sheffield Wednesday before.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's managed them before.
Okay, well, he's rumoured. Dave Moyes and Einar Kranka, who is famous for not very famous football at Middlesbrough.
Yeah. That's a hard one. I think the most likely is probably Gary Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that he was put in legal action against Birmingham for some reason.
I heard it's over transfer money.
It's transfer money. So, yeah, I can see Gary Monk going to Sheffield Wednesday. I think Chris Hughton could be an option as well because he doesn't have a job at the moment, and Brighton wrongly sacked him, in my opinion. So he could go there. I can't see Carvajal going back. I can't remember exactly when. I think he might have got them to the playoffs. Actually, I think he got them to the playoff final.
Do you want to have a look?
Hull beat him at Wembley, I think.
Steve Bruce technically did it, didn't he?
It might have been, actually. It might have been Steve Bruce that beat him. That was a bit weird.
I'll have a look because I can't remember him managing Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, he definitely did. But yeah, he would have. Yeah, he would have been there in the playoff final because that was 15-16. Aitor Karanka, he didn't do a great job at Forest. He got sacked quite quickly, so I can't really see him going there. But Gary Monk or Chris Hughton, I'm going to go with to replace him.
So my final sort of question is, how long is Steve Bruce going to have at this job? I think we are sort of talking this is going to be the impossible job. This is going to be the job of, it could end, well, it's going to probably end quite badly. How long do you reckon he could be having in that job before he is out the door?
Well, I think it depends. Obviously, if he gets the funds and he's an okay manager. We're not saying he's an awful manager.
No, looking at his record, he's only been relegated twice.
Yeah.
In 10 odd years.
Yeah.
Which, well, that sounds really bad in 10 odd years, but like in 10 years, he's only been relegated twice.
Yeah, so that's all right. I don't know what Newcastle fans want, because if they're gonna finish like 17th or 16th and stay up, I don't know if they're going to be happy with that. But in my opinion, I don't think he's going to stay very long.
Well, I can tell you what they actually want, because we actually put a poll out about this, about are they happy with Steve Bruce's appointment, and 88% of people said no, 12 said yes, but I think there is trending now on Twitter, hashtag Bruce out.
That was quick.
At 10 o'clock, yeah, that's somewhat, yeah, there it is, it's trending on Twitter. Trending. I think Newcastle trends somewhere, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a good time for Newcastle.
I don't think it will.
It's going to be sort of talking a Huddersfield ride. Not going to be pretty.
Maybe not that bad. No. I don't think they'll be that far away from survival, but I think they're going to go down. Sorry, Newcastle fans.
There's not positive words there from Dan about Newcastle, but from anybody really. Yeah. It is just a sad state, isn't it?
Kicking off opinions on IO Radio. Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, you are right. You are listening to Pitchside Talk here on IO Radio. Don't forget to follow our Twitter account at talk_pitch, where we basically tweet out polls and people vote, people comment some rude
and have
things
rants on our polls.
Yes, we did have that one time. I was a bit like, hey, hell, what's going on here? Also, we do have a fantasy league if you want to join that. The code is YQ46XT. There's loads of people in there.
Yeah.
From all over the world, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we in India yet?
Close. We are. I think we are, but I can't confirm because it doesn't tell me locations. That was a bit annoying, but I think we should get back onto the news and some transfers. Woo!
Hooray, transfers.
We love transfers. Well, I think we're going to start off with the local transfer, really, which happened on. Oh my God! Was it
Friday?
I want to say Friday. Do you want to have a look?
Yeah, go ahead.
I
think it was Friday.
I think it was, but we'll say Luke Gartbert from Everton has joined Ipswich Town on a loan.
On loan. Yes.
On loan. Has to be stressed there. On loan.
Yeah.
For a season from. He's a left back. Is that going to be a good sign by Ipswich? And also, will he solve their problems down the left?
I don't know if he's going to solve all the problems down the left, but I think he's a good signing. Apparently, he's got a really good left foot and his delivery's really good.
I heard that this morning, yeah.
He actually played left wing for Oxford at the end of last season, and I have a feeling that Lambert wants to play him there because during last season he said that Kenlock was going to be first choice left back going into League One.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling he's going to go to the left, which will free up Judge to come into the middle into the number 10 role. And if he's going to go left wing, and if he's got the left foot that people say he has, then I'm quite excited. He seems like a pretty good player.
He does look pretty good. Looking at his stats, he's made 36 appearances, 4 goals and 8 assists and 7 clean sheets last season for Oxford. So it looks like quite a good signing. And apparently, I've heard rumours that his contract is up at the end of this year.
Oh, yes, I've seen that as well.
So
maybe if he has a good season, we can maybe get him on a permanent. Let's see.
On a free.
Yeah, on a free. Oh, not
saving
like
money.
Ipswich at all, is it?
Saving money every day. It's like Asda's. I think this must have been announced on Thursday.
Thursday.
I think it's Thursday.
Yeah.
No, that's Friday actually.
Is it Friday?
That's Friday.
Okay.
I've got my dates all wrong.
Yeah, so he was announced before the Interwetton Cup. So
yeah, he couldn't play apparently.
He couldn't play though. But yeah, I'm quite excited about him. He seems like a pretty good player, and he's had a few Premier League appearances as well. So
Everton, yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to him. I'll see how he does.
Yes, I'm looking forward to him as well. Hopefully, he might be the new Knudsen. Yeah. Very good long throw-ins.
I hope he's better than Knudsen.
Damn. You'll never get rid of him, even though he's gone now. Well, moving back up to the Premier League, and Aston Villa have made another signing. I don't know how you say his name.
Ezri Konsa.
Yeah. I don't want to muck that up. 12 million from Brentford. He's aged 21. Mm-hmm. He looks like one of those players for the future. But I want to ask you one important question. Are Aston Villa doing a Fulham? Like Fulham did last season. They signed all these players.
Yeah.
Broke the record for the most spent by a promoted club in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. And they went straight back down badly.
Yeah. I mean, from the outside, it looks like they are doing it. But I think the difference between Villa and Fulham is that Villa have a really good team to start with. Mm-hmm. Fulham's starting team wasn't great going into the Premier League. But I think that even if they didn't sign these players, I think Villa would still stay up in the Premier League. So I think the difference is Fulham went down, but I think Villa can easily stay up in the Premier League next year. Okay. So money-wise, yeah, but I think that they'll definitely stay. Well, not definitely, but you know what I mean.
They've got more experience. They've been in the Premier League for a very long time before they got relegated.
So, yeah, I think they'll stay up. It looks like they're really going for it as well with these signings.
Yeah, they've got Tyrone Mings, Wesley, Tom Heaton's going to be is rumoured, I've heard.
Yeah. Did they sign that Fulham left back as well?
Fulham left back?
Maybe not.
Oh, Matt Targett signed.
He was Southampton, wasn't he?
Southampton, and they've got loads more. And that Douglas Luiz, who looks pretty decent,
Yeah.
But nobody's ever seen him play in the Premier League for Man City, and everyone's a bit miffed who he is.
Yeah. But he seems all right. But I think that Konsa is a good signing. I think he was a really good player for Brentford last year. He's played for England a couple of times. Mm-hmm. in the under-21s and under-20s. So I think he'll be a good signing. And it seems like Villa are really trying to get their defence settled and sorted out, because I think that was the weakest part of their team at the start of last season. I mean, when Tyrone Mings came in, it kind of sorted it all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a really good signing for them now. I think he'll do well.
Well, looking at his stats, he's played 47 games this season, scored 1 goal and got 12 clean sheets. So he looks like he's pretty good. And also, that's quite good to see he's played 47 games. So he looks like he can play a longevity of games. If you think about it.
Yeah, and obviously the Championship's a really hard league. It goes on forever.
Or Leeds fans think it ends in September.
So, yeah, he can play that many games. So I think he's going to really, really improve next year for Villa. I can see him being a really, really good player next year.
Oh, can you? That's good to see. Well, I think we're going to have to move on to one of the biggest signings of the summer. Antoine Griezmann has moved from Atletico Madrid to Barcelona for 120 million euros, or in British sterling pounds, 107 million.
Okay.
Is he sort of that final piece for Barcelona to have their to have another trio like they did with the MSN?
Yeah.
Is he going to be that sort of player? Because looking at his stats last season, he's got 48 games, 21 goals and 10 assists for Atletico.
I think he can be that player, because obviously we all know he's a world-class player.
Yeah, we've seen it for France in the Euros and the World Cup. He on fire.
Yeah, he was brilliant. So I think this is really good time for him to sign in his career. I think he's going to do really well at Barcelona. It's a bit weird that Neymar's also linked to Barcelona as well, though.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
So yeah, MSN will be back, but with the G as well.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I think I've heard a thing. Apparently, they're going to play 7 up front or something like that.
Yeah, just have PK at the back.
Yeah, I've heard about this rumor that's going around.
Yeah.
7 up front, but looks like it could be a very good sign for them.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, it was kind of inevitable, really. I think he was always going to eventually go to a bigger club than Atletico. Not saying that they're not a big club, but I feel like he would always go to like Barcelona or Madrid at some point.
Yeah, I think it was last season he was supposed to go to Barcelona, but then there's he released that really weird video thing.
I remember that.
And that documentary thing, and everyone's a bit like, that's really cringy, but that's good to know you're starting.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be a decent signing for them.
Very good sign. Well, moving back to the Prem, this one happened on Monday night. It was sort of rumoured for a few weeks. It's sort of been going around, but Fabian Delph has finally completed his move to Everton from Man City.
Yep.
Have Everton made a good signing there in somebody who can play a wide range of positions? He can play left back, centre mid, right back he played last season, I can't remember that, and defensive midfielder. So is that somebody that's quite good for them?
Yeah, I think that Everton need that kind of versatile player. I think he's a good signing for them. I don't rate him that highly.
No.
When he plays for England, he's not great. And obviously he's not good enough for Man City yet. Somehow he still got in the team.
He's won 2 Premier Leagues, may I stress. Is this not a drill?
But yeah, I think he suits the Everton team, and I think he'll do well there. He's that kind of player that's got experience. He can play anywhere, and I think he'll be a good signing. And I think Everton have got a team that can do well in the Premier League next year.
Well, we're sort of talking challenging for top 6 a little bit.
Maybe not that far, but I can't see him challenging the top 6 quite yet.
No.
But I reckon in the top half.
Okay. Well, do you think he's more moved because he wants more game time? Because we're sort of seeing the sort of Zinchenko is now coming as he came in as left back because Mendy broke his knee again. Yeah. But Mendy's now back.
Yes.
But Zinchenko looks like he's going to be the new left back. Is that why he's moved? Because Zinchenko was getting more game time than him?
I think so. I don't think he's in the long-term plans at Man City at all. So I think it was the right time for him to move on. And I think he's going to definitely get game time at Everton next year. So yeah, I think that I feel like he was always going to leave eventually, because obviously Pep's not going to want to play him, is he? He's got better players in all the positions that he can play. So,
well, we actually got a bonus transfer. This came in about half an hour before the show.
Yes.
West Ham have finally signed a striker. They replaced Marko Arnautovic with I can't think his name now. Sebastian Holler.
Yes.
If anyone wants to say it. From Frankfurt for 45 million. Not much has been seen of this player.
No.
I've not to be rude. I've not seen much of him.
I've never even heard of him before.
Have you not?
No.
Well,
so
Well, his stats are 41 appearances, 20 goals and 12 assists last season.
So that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Do you think he can thrive in the Premier League?
I mean, they should give him a chance, yeah. But you know what happens with strikers at West Ham? They kind of flop.
Well, you beat me too, actually. I was going to get the thing up.
So, yeah, he's got good stats, so he might be able to. Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yes.
We've got West Ham strikers up here.
Yeah. We'll get onto that in a second.
But yeah, I think he could be a good player with the stats he has, but I just don't know much about him. So
no. Well, we'll find out soon. But looking at the strikers they've signed, could he fall into the curse of Zamoni Zaza, Jelinek, Hernandez, Andy Carroll, Valencia, and Bennett McCarthy? Do you remember him?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, what a player he was. 14 appearances, 0 goals. Oh, that's
good.
Such a good player. But
John Carew as well, wow.
Oh, yes. MNEK as well. Yeah, they must just look to FIFA for that one. So could he possibly fall into this bracket?
I mean, he possibly could, but I mean, he's not going to be looking at this and under pressure about this. He just needs to get on with how he plays. But it seems like a curse at West Ham, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. He's obviously rated highly because he was 45 million, which is a lot of money. So, I guess we'll see if he's a good player or not going into next season.
Time will tell for West Ham. Well, when we come back, we're actually going to play something that I didn't say we did last Wednesday. I know.
Surprise.
It's a little surprise because we like to be full of surprises on here, you know.
The best place in Ipswich to hear the latest football debates, Pitchside Talk on IO Radio.
Yes, you're right. This is the best place in Ipswich to hear all the latest footy debates, news, anything really.
Anything.
Insults about Ipswich Town.
Don't say that when we're about to talk about them.
That is true. Well, we are about to talk about actually. But before we get onto that, we actually did something special on Wednesday. We did a little interview for BBC Radio Suffolk. Yes, I didn't mention it because I thought, let's leave it as a little surprise. Yeah. Because I didn't know if they said it was going to be aired, and I was like, I don't know if it's going to be aired or not.
But it was.
It was aired. It was aired on Friday, breakfast show.
It was.
So what we're going to do is now, for the people who missed it, because I know probably people missed it everywhere.
Yes.
The whole world missed it.
The whole world.
You know.
The whole world listens to us, don't they?
Yeah, they do now. And I thought, why not? We're going to play it. So this is a little bit of old news, but I think it's about Paul Lambert.
Yeah, and about the money.
Yeah, he said about
going into
lowering people's expectations because of money and all this, and and also where we think Ipswich Town going to finish, and me fluffing my lines.
No, did you?
I fluffed my lines. Yeah. Well, we're going to find out because we're about to play it right now. Ipswich haven't spent much money in the last years, have they, under Marcus Evans? But I think they need to spend money because this League One is going to be tough. And I think they have to because they need to come back straight away. If not, I think they're going to be stuck in the League One for a fair few years.
Obviously, I'm not really surprised about how he's come out and said he hasn't had any money. I was kind of expecting that because we don't know if Marcus Evans is going to put money into signings. Obviously, I think we need to. And obviously, there's money coming in from Tyrone Mings' deal and Matt Clark deal. So there's definitely money there. Whether Marcus Evans will actually go and spend it, I don't know.
Well, he's obviously using the academy as well as a big sort of way to increase the quality of the players, but you obviously need the money as well you need to be spending to sort of improve because you need younger players and older players. You need to get the balance right, so that's going to be difficult for him, I think.
Yeah, Ipswich can't expect to go up without spending any money. You see what all the good teams do in the league when they go up, so they definitely need to. They haven't spent enough in the last few years. That's why they're in the position they're in.
So it also sounded like Lambert was lowering people's expectations. Do you think people have realistic expectations? What are your expectations?
I think the expectations should definitely be playoffs. I wouldn't say promotion straight away, but I think playoffs is a must for the Ipswich.
But you look at examples like Sunderland, who obviously haven't gone up either, so you want Ipswich sort of to get automatics because you don't want to go through playoffs.
So playoffs for you, an automatic place for you?
I think my expectation is playoffs at the moment. I think it'll probably change as the start the season, but yeah, I would say playoffs is the minimum, I think.
Playoffs. I just don't see automatic, really. I just don't think they spend enough money. And I don't think they've got enough calibre sort of... They struggled a lot with goals last season and sort of not keeping the defence, really. But I don't know. I just see playoffs, really.
Do you think that can be achieved without some kind of investment? Do you think that Marcus does have to put his hand in his pocket at some point?
Yeah, I think that's just that's how football's gone now. I just don't think you can get away without spending money.
No, I agree. I think if we want to get out of this league quickly within one season, then we're going to have to put at least a little bit of money in. I think what Lambert's saying, I guess it's kind of taking the pressure off the players a little bit.
Well, that might be why he's saying it.
Yeah, I could kind of see that from what he was saying. But yeah, a bit of money and players coming in, I think playoffs is possible.
I think people will want to move to Ipswich because they're a big club. So I think if they can get the money in place, I think they can really sort of attract the right quality of player.
Because that's always been a challenge to actually persuade players to come here. You think actually being in a lower league, that increases Ipswich's offer, I suppose?
Yeah, I still think, obviously, Ipswich are a big club, so I still believe that people won't need to be persuaded too much to join. They've got a good set of players right now. Like Bart is going to stay. He's failed his medical at Millwall, so he's a good player ready to have around.
Yeah, he might not be a happy player.
Yeah. I feel like the money's good, but I feel like the players that have already been in the Ipswich team feel like they've got a point to prove after going down last season. So I feel like they might have to work better as a squad. And it's not just the money that will help them go up.
Yes, that is right. The money. Oh well, yeah, that was quite an interview. We only found out about half an hour.
Yeah. It was,
before I left the house, I was like,
I was a bit panicked.
Yeah, it's panic stations. That was panic stations. But yeah, so we were on there. We got shouts and all sorts of things. Yeah. That's quite nice just doing that.
Yeah, it was.
Well, moving back on now to the present of Ipswich Town. Mm-hmm. They played on Sunday in the Interwheeling Cup, a cup which is in Germany and they're involved in their pre-season tour. And, well, their first match was against Dusseldorf, a sort of equivalent, apparently, of a Premier League side.
Yeah, they finished 10th in the Bundesliga last year, so...
I heard they got points off Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they did.
It's quite impressive, but it finished 4-1 to Dusseldorf. Mm-hmm. It was just 4-1. How does that make you feel as an Ipswich fan, sort of seeing that?
I'm not too worried.
You're not?
At the moment.
Okay.
Because they're a Bundesliga side, they finished 10th. I was kind of expecting us to lose in the first place, and... Yeah, we conceded 4 goals, but I'm not too worried about it. I know people on Twitter panicking and saying that we're really bad and stuff, but I think that's a bit of an overreaction because it's only pre-season. I guess we've got Colchester on Friday.
Yes, and I think then it's Tuesday is Notts County, and then Friday again is Cambridge.
Yeah.
And then it'll be Saturday will be the start of the season.
Yes.
Oof.
So if we lose them, then... I think I'll be a bit more worried than I was.
Well, there's quite a lot of negatives in that game, but we're going to move on to one positive. James Norwood got his first Ipswich Town goal. Apparently, when that went in, he went down straight away as an instant fan favourite. But is that good to see he can score?
Yeah, because that's what we've needed for so long, since Daryl Murphy. I mean, we had Martin Waghorn, who was a really good player.
And Garner.
But we haven't really had a player that is like Murphy, that... we've replaced him with, and I think Norwood can be that person. He's a natural goal scorer, so I'm really looking forward to seeing him. We're calling him King Norwood already.
Yeah, I've heard that. Somebody said that he's like Garner and Waghorn rolled into one.
Yeah, and that's amazing.
that does sound quite good.
That does sound good, but he can't do everything, can he? I mean, we've got a brilliant goal scorer, but we need to improve elsewhere on the pitch as well.
Yeah, but I just want to ask you one question about this Dusseldorf game. Why are they playing somebody that... I know they're in this cup, but surely why are they playing somebody that's a Premier League quality? Should they be playing somebody that's more Championship quality or their level?
Yeah, that is a good point because, we were always going to lose to Dusseldorf and that automatically makes fans worried. So maybe... I mean, we played the other team as well. They were kind of our level.
Yeah, I actually haven't got their name.
Meppen. We lost some penalties to them, which was... we're not very good at penalties, so... But yeah, I guess it's because they're kind of our friends as well. You know, their fans come to Portland Road.
I've heard about this
and all of that. So yeah, I guess we maybe could have picked a team that was more our level, but I feel like we usually play Dusseldorf in pre-season friendlies because of that relationship. So yeah, I was expecting us to lose that anyway.
Okay, well, moving on to the second game. This was for the third place in this cup. It was 0-0 against Mepa, and then it went to penalties, finished 5-4 to Mepa.
It was 3-1, wasn't it?
Oh, I got 5-4 in here.
Okay. It doesn't matter. We lost on penalties anyway.
Oh, I've got 5-4, I think. I know. Yeah, I've got 5-4. Well, it might be 3-1.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I thought it was.
It probably is. I'm gone. The heat in here.
Yeah, it is very hot in here.
It's like sitting in two saunas, really. It's what it's like. Does that make you even more concerned that they're losing to a side apparently which is their level, but it was a weaker squad?
Yeah.
They had I can't think who played in that one. Kane Jackson,
yeah,
all
Kane
sorts.
Jackson played.
Do you want to have a look who played in that one?
But this again does not worry me too much. In the review afterwards, it was said that we were dominant the whole game.
Okay.
And we all know that Jackson is not very good at one-on-ones and finishing.
Or Robson.
Or Roberts either as well. So, and when it went to penalties, everyone was like, yeah, that's it. Because the last time we were in a penalty shootout, it was 3-1 as well, and we lost in a cup to Exeter.
Yes, I've actually got that down stats because that's when the era started to sort of collapse, if I remember correctly.
That was when Hurst basically shouted in his interview how bad we were.
Yep.
So, yeah. But no, it's still pre-season. We'll have to see what happens in these last few games. But I'm not too worried at the moment.
Well, I'm not going to try and make you more worried, but they did suffer 2 injuries in 2 games. Nisa Tota, I think that's his name?
Toto and Ciala.
That's how you say it. Yeah. And Teddy Bishop suffered an injury. So apparently, I think Teddy's his hamstring, I've heard. Yeah. Rumouredly.
I'm not sure what Ciala's is, but Bishop, I think, is hamstring.
Okay, well, how much of a blow will this be? Because they look like 2 first-team players. I know Teddy Bishop didn't feature much last season, but when he did well.
Yeah. I think Bishop's a weird player because he's injury prone. We like injury prone players.
Yeah. And he's a fan's favourite.
Yeah, he can be fantastic on his day. He's a brilliant player. But we've got so many midfielders at the moment. We've got so many centre midfielders. I don't know if he's going to feature in every game. So, but with Nsiala, we are a bit short in defenders at the moment. So I'm a bit worried about that because if you've seen Nsiala, he's huge.
Yeah, I've heard about this. I was like, whoa.
He's huge. So, and he can be. I think he can be a good player in League One. So, I think he is more of a worry. I know Bishop can be a brilliant player, but we've got cover in Dazelle, Downs, and other players.
Lancaster
as well,
and Idris
El Mazouni.
Yeah, he's coming through.
So yeah, I'm a bit worried about Nsiala, but we're linked with that other centre back, which I guess we're going to talk about.
We will talk about later on. You're teasing them again. Stop teasing. Well, what about for looking at, because I know Bielkowski made a mistake in the first game.
Yeah.
Sort of did a little Rob Green moment.
Yeah, he did.
Is that concerning for you because he's coming off a rough season in Championship? The move to Millwall has collapsed. Does that make you concerned that these mistakes are now going to come out in him?
I'm definitely concerned because he had a pretty poor season last year.
By his standards, he'd been fantastic all the other seasons. But
he'd been Player of the Year 3 times in a row before that. The Ipswich Player of the Year. So I'm a bit worried what's going to happen. I can still see him moving on, but it's getting less and less likely. So yeah, I don't know. I guess he went to Poland with the World Cup, and that kind of seemed to change. He seemed to lose his confidence after that. And I remember our old goalkeeper coach, he left, and he had a really good relationship with Bart. So I feel like after that, his confidence went as well. But he's made a few mistakes, but I still think he can go back to the way he was.
Okay.
And we've now got a really good goalkeeper coach in Jimmy Walker, who used to play for West Ham.
Oh, so I've heard about him. He's quite active on Twitter, I've seen.
He's a very funny person.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's really good, and I think he can get back to the way he was, but I'm a little bit worried.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little tiny bit. Well, Thomas Holy played his first game, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and he's 6'9", so
yeah,
you can't chip him.
No, you can't. But I just want to ask you one question about Bielkowski. Would you want to I guess Ipswich fans don't want to see him go, but would it be right for him to go? Because then the wages then freed up.
Yeah.
And then it would be, I don't know, possibly somebody else could come in, but that's like quite an amazing thing at Ipswich Town. Yes,
it is. Yeah, he's a fan favourite. Even though he's had a bad season, everyone loves him. So, and he's loyal to Ipswich as well. So obviously it will be sad to see him go, and I don't want him to leave. But if he's not confident at Ipswich and he wants another challenge, then he's going to leave. And we haven't seen how good Holy is yet, and he's apparently okay. He was quite good at Gillingham last year, and we've already got a replacement for Bart if he does leave, called Remy Matthews.
Oh yes,
at Bolton. So yeah, I don't want him to see him leave, but if he does, I guess I'll understand why he's gone.
Fair enough. Well, what have Ipswich learnt from this tournament about their squad and about everything about Ipswich Town?
I don't know really. I guess bonding as a team is kind of one of the main reasons why this was all done, because in interviews Paul Lambert said, "Oh, we've been bonding as a team, blah blah blah. It's been really fun."
I hope he doesn't use that excuse every time, because wasn't the excuse last season, "Oh, we played well in the second half." I hope he doesn't say we're just bonding as a team in the second half. I hope he doesn't, because that'd just be like, "Oh no."
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know what we've learned from this tournament, to be honest. I guess we've learned that our defence still leaks goals, and we've learned that Norwood is going to be a good goal scorer. But apart from that, I'm not sure really.
Not sure. Well, I think we will move on to the rumours, because you did speak about defence.
Yeah.
And they are linked with a brand new defender called Adam Thomason from Bury.
Yes.
Well, apparently he could be signing on a free. Typical Ipswich signing, because of apparently his contract's going to get terminated, I've heard.
Yeah.
Would you like to see him come in? He's 26.
Yeah.
So he's going to be sort of hitting his prime, and he'll be good cover, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why we're signing him for cover. And Bury got promoted last year.
Okay.
So he was in the promotion side. So he's got experience in promotion. It was from League 2, but still.
Yeah. James Norwood was from League 2 as well.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I'd like to see him, give him a chance. He could be good cover if Chambers or Nsiala gets injured. Yeah, I think he'll be a decent signing.
Yeah, and also that would be sort of another senior centre-back, really.
Yeah.
The other two academies.
Yes. He'll give kind of that experienced side as well that Chambers has. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I feel like that would be a good signing. I don't really know much about him, to be honest. I just know that he played at Bury, really.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
And so, is there any other rumours floating around of Ipswich signings?
Not really. There's still like the odd word that Daryl Murphy might be coming back, but can't see that happening.
Can't see it happening.
Wages too high. But apart from that, no, I think that's all we've got at the moment.
And it'll just be Ipswich done for the summer?
I reckon we'll sign a couple more players, but...
What would you like to see? I just want to know from you, what would you like to see?
I would like to see another centre-back who can play right-back, which is...
Yeah, what he can do.
Perfect.
It's what Thompson can do.
And we need a new striker.
New striker.
Yeah. Because our other strikers, Sears is out until Christmas. We've got Jordan Roberts, who isn't very good.
No.
Sorry.
It's all right.
And Caden Jackson, who's okay, but...
A bit of a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
It reminds me, it's like Harrison, really.
Yeah.
But Harrison, I think they should have kept.
Yeah, I do as well. I think he didn't really get much chance, but what I've seen of him is good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we need another striker. We weren't linked with that Tom Eves from Gillingham, but he went to Hull, I think.
Oh yes, I saw that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know who else is available, but I feel like we need another striker.
Maybe us two should sign. Why,
yeah, that'd be good.
Not? Why not?
Why
because
not?
A 12-month with an option, I would demand in my contract. You know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh god, we'll just cover everywhere. We got Lambert. We could play anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Pitchside talk, footy debate from the Premier League Outback.
Oh, I just
Premier
realised.
League Outback.
Yeah, still haven't changed it. Never will be changed. That's fixed in stone, you know. Yeah. Well, welcome back to Pitchside Talk here on RA Radio. We're back for some more. Well, for our sort of mini sports roundup, we've got a few bits of news that sort of are circling around the circulating,
Yeah.
So we've got the Africa Cup of Nations final on Friday.
Which I haven't been paying any attention to, I must be honest.
Apart from me, because I saw Mo Salah get knocked out in the group stage, and I went, yes, because I know you'd be back early. Well, Algeria play Senegal on Friday, practically Mahrez versus Mane.
Yes.
Who's going to win?
Shall I just...
Yeah,
okay, I'll just say Algeria.
Algeria, I think Algeria will as well.
Yeah.
They came back, they beat Nigeria 2-1.
Nigeria are a good team, aren't they?
They beat Nigeria, and I think Mahrez scored in the 95th minute.
Wow, they have a Garlo.
Yeah, Agallo scored a penalty, yeah. He's still about after Watford. He didn't just disappear to China for all the reasons. But, we've got that as well.
Yeah.
And now the next bit of news is Ravel Morrison is back in the Premier League with Sheffield United on a 1-year deal, which can be extended longer if he impresses.
Yeah.
He impressed quite well on the trial, apparently. Mm-hmm. So they signed him up. But is this going to be the turning point in his career?
I think it can be. I think he's a really good player. He hasn't really had the chance to do much in his career, has he? Even though he's really good. He's from the Man United academy with Lingard and Pogba.
The teenage sensation Lingard still.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he could be. I think this could start up his career because how old is he? 25 was it?
He's 26.
26.
He's just, I think Lingard's 27.
Yeah.
But he's a teenage sensation,
So yeah, I think this could start his career again. I really do because I think he's a great player.
He does look a good player, but his if you look at his career, it doesn't look very impressive on stats really in his career. I think his only impressive stats are in the Manchester United youth team. But if he gets a good chance here, can he become? I know it's sort of a bit late now, but can he become the player that he could have been? Like in the potential wise, because he was caught up in that potential thing. He went to West Ham. He sort of did all right there.
Yeah, and
it sort of went just downhill from there. Can he do it now?
I think so. Yeah. You get a lot of these players that have lots of potential that go to like clubs abroad or down in the lower leagues and don't really get anywhere. But for him to be back in the Premier League now, it obviously says something, and he's impressed. So I think he'll be really good for Sheffield United, and I think if he has a good season, then they'll definitely sign him on for next season. Mm-hmm. Actually, they could get relegated.
They could be.
He might be a Championship player next year, but we'll see. I mean, we know he's a good player, so we'll see what happens.
What's back soon? We're going to be doing our Premier League predictions soon.
Oh yes.
So that's going to be fun.
Who I'm going to put bottom.
I know who you're going to put bottom. We won't say that.
I'll be truthful, or I'll be honest.
Not biased. Let's just say that. Not biased whatsoever. So the last bit of news is Kieran Trippier. Actually, not last bit of news. Kieran Trippier has moved. Hasn't moved.
No.
Is close to a move to Atletico Madrid for 21 million.
Yeah.
He's sort of fallen out a little bit of favour with Pochettino, even though he's played more games than Sergio Aurier, got more goals and more assists and more clean sheets. But would this be a right move for him to go to Atletico Madrid?
I don't know. I think... Will he start every game for Atletico Madrid? I don't know who they actually have at right back.
It was Juanfran at one point, and then there's that Colombian person. I can't remember his name is now. He's gone.
Yeah, so maybe he would get game time, but I don't know about that transfer.
He's sort of fallen out of favour with the England side, really.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
Yeah, he has. After the World Cup, he hasn't really been back introduced into it, has he? So I maybe think he should go to a team that's got a bit less quality than Atletico Madrid, if you know what I mean. Like a top 5 Italian side that's not Juventus.
Yeah, that's quite hard to find, you know. Well, speaking of Juventus, actually, De Ligt, who has been rumoured to go to Juventus all this time, is apparently close to Juventus now. Juventus teased it with delighted.
Oh, I see what they've done.
Yeah, and he said, I'm here now, and he's going to sign, and yeah, it's going to happen.
Oh, finally. I mean, he's been rumoured with everyone.
Even Manchester United. For all teams. And Norwich.
Yeah. And even Ipswich.
Yeah, and Ipswich. Anybody wants something of him. Well, thanks for listening to the show this week. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry there won't be a show next week. We're going to be on international break. That's when I'm hopefully going to try and find a loan with a 12-month extension on the end of it. But yes, so we will be back in 2 weeks' time when we do sort of more of an EFL show. We'll talk about Ipswich Town, talk about Championship.
Yeah, okay.
Ipswich's expectations. You're going to look forward to that,
Yes,
aren't you? I know you are. And well, we'll see you next week.
Right.
And ciao.
The whistle has been blown for full time. Tune in next week for another jam-packed show.